Now, of course, the theme of tonight's program is summer holidays at home. You save on greenhouse gases, it's much safer. And look, as Dorothy says, there's no place like home. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, our place at the moment, it's not really the perfect place to have a holiday or whatever. Well, we've picked a fairly typical one. The people here haven't lived here long. There's all the mess and all the rest of it. Can we turn this into a wonderful holiday resort? We can, but we need some help.
Mate.
Scotty, I thank you for coming. This is going to be fantastic.
I know it's going to be fantastic. Fiji, mate. The sand, the surf, and all the bulla, you know, all that business. I love it.
No, holiday.
Fiji bitter too.
We're going to put a resort garden in here. These people are going to have the best Christmas
I'm
ever.
sure they are, mate, and good luck with it too.
Yeah. No, we just need it. Mate.
Me?
It's a job. You know, like, we need the work.
You mean working here?
Yeah, but it will be.
You said it was a holiday,
well,
mate.
It is a holiday resort for these people. Isn't it going to be wonderful?
You said I was going to be on a holiday. I was going on a holiday to Fiji. I am going on a holiday to Fiji.
Yep.
A darker shade of bittersweet.
Don?
Scotty.
How are you, mate? Well, listen, I'll put the family back a couple of hours. I know the size of the yard's small, mate.
Quick job.
Oh, look, lunchtime, they're going. And I'll get the later flight.
Piece of cake.
Yeah.
Piece of cake, yeah.
What have you got a kangaroo for?
There you go. Just a little bit of concrete. Got to move up the back.
But it's not too big, is it?
No,
Because I really do need to get to the airport.
No, a couple of hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I appreciate the work, though. Reminds me a lot of Fiji, this, I tell you.
Put a garden shed up, you need a PhD in engineering. Take one down, sometimes it's a touch easier if you've got the right tool.
Don, you want me to have a go?
Oh, go for it, Scotty.
Mate, stand back.
Righto, mate.
How's that? Do you like that?
That's real power, Scott. You've still got it, mate.
I know, it's fantastic. I love doing that.
There's only one guy, one group of blokes I know stronger than that.
Who's that?
The Fijians.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, this shed might have looked all right, but it was actually in its last days. It had to go, but also it was positioned right in the middle of the backyard, so whenever you looked out the back of the house, it went, hello, look at me. Now, sheds should never be in that position. So now, in this corner here, we're going to put the new fold-out clothesline. So that will be there. We're going to hide it with an espaliered navel orange. In other words, on a bit of lattice work here, a flat navel orange, which will screen it beautifully and produce fruit. And of course the shed. Well, we're getting a new shed. Now the new shed is not going to dominate the backyard. In fact, it's going to cringe over here where you never see it. Sheds should be used but not seen. The new shed goes in here, nice slimline shed, and all that rubbish and junk that you want to hide goes in there. No one's ever going to know where the shed is.
Yeah, Buller. My family's on the plane, they're about to go. Can we hold the plane back?
In case you've never seen, that's a rotary hoe attachment. Normally you get rotary hoes that are different to these sorts of machines, but this is just churning up the soil, turning it lovely fluffy stuff ready for planting. Now once we've done that, this is good horticulture, this stuff. We then, in this case, we're putting in mushroom compost, which we'll put on at a level of about 100 millimetres, 4 inches thick, right through the whole garden. Then we'll rotary hoe it again, and then after that point we're ready to start planting our little orchard that's going to go in here.
Hey Don, I was just thinking, whatever happened to Nige? Have you heard from him?
No, I thought you might have.
No, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him for ages.
Has he got a job?
Well, I assume he's got a job, mate. He was a legend. I'm sure he'd be $1 million.
I suppose.
Yeah. Hope he's all right.
The other side is better. A darker shade of bittersweet.
What's going on here? Hey, mate, come on. There's better places to sleep than in a park. What's your problem?
Oh, I'm all right, mate, you know.
Sit up and talk to me. Come on, mate.
No worries.
What's going on?
Where did you guys come from?
Oh, you know, the diamond mine, you know, all that. Listen, why don't you stick with us? We'll look after you. Come on.
I like those outfits.
Yeah, you want one? We'll see if we can get you one. Come on, mate. Let's go.
All right, sure. You know.
Gee whiz, construction looks pretty good, Scotty.
Well done. Construction is going very well, mate. This is the sand pit for little Isabella, and because the sand's going in, I wanted to think of Fiji, of course, you know, sitting on the beach here. But the great thing about this, mate, is sand goes in, but I'm going to put a decking board sort of cover over the top, then cushions, so she doubles up as a day bed. What about that?
That is very inventive.
Very inventive. Now, also edging all the way around here, mate, and the screen lattice over here.
So it's starting to come together.
Deco granite all the
Yep.
way through here,
And-
round to utility area.
Utility area, dining room here, and of course we're going to have lights
Coming out of the tree.
coming out of the tree. Now we've put garden lighting under this majestic old locust tree. Same thing, we've got 12-volt wire going up the tree, over the top. Since there's no cockies here, it's a much easier setup. And then we bought some of these sort of cage-type cane lights, and we changed them over to 12 volts, and again, they're compact fluoros. So you saw a bit of this earlier in the show, but this can look very, very good and very modern. All 12 volt, no chance of harming yourself.
Still no plants. Hey.
This area on the back of the house used to have a sort of a milky, translucent material on it, which meant that it would heat up in summer and make the whole house a bit horrible. We removed that translucent material and we've put some solar span in. Now this is it here. You have a roofing profile made on the top, and you get that in colour bond, whatever colours you want, and it just clips together in the various sheets like that. You've got a foam in the middle and then a beautiful ceiling underneath that will never need repainting. Just a great idea, but it makes the whole back area of the house so much more livable.
Now, Don, mate.
Yeah.
Listen, construction's going well, as we've said before.
Fantastic.
Where are the plants? You've been tickling away with this sand for hours.
I've got this great idea. You know
Yeah,
how
yeah.
everybody's backyard these days is too small?
Yes?
But they'd love to have a backyard where they have a lot of fun, have a holiday over summer, the whole thing.
I know about that.
Imagine this dream
Yeah.
if you had your own miniature orchard with lovely little dwarf fruit trees everywhere. You get mangoes and apples and peaches, everything, all in your own backyard.
Yeah, beautiful idea, mate, but there's no plants out there. So, I mean, we are knocking off shortly. Where are the plants?
That's the problem. I know they're around, but I've got to work. I'm not quite sure where you can get dwarf fruit trees from.
Fair dinkum. Well, you haven't got them
Come on,
yet.
boys, here we go. Yeah, this way.
What's
this.
going on?
This is just what you need.
What? Oh,
Hey!
I know that one. I know
Scotty,
it.
Don, I bet you've been wondering
Beauty.
where I've been, haven't you?
mate, we've been wondering where
Oh.
you've been. Look at your mates.
I'll tell you what, I was down and out for a while there, but I was rescued by the dwarfs.
Hey!
And we
Fantastic.
brought you dwarf trees.
How did you know we needed dwarf trees?
Oh, that's dwarfs. Hey, Tom, we know everything, mate. Don't worry about that.
This is
Don't we,
fantastic.
boys, hey?
Hey?
So you guys will be able to help?
Of course, we're here to help.
How tall do the dwarf trees grow?
Oh, only about, you know, this sort of height. They're only dwarfs.
Only
Well, I'll guarantee you, right, none of them will get taller than the top of my hat. Okay?
There you
None
go.
of them.
And they're all fruit trees.
All dwarf fruit trees, yep.
You're doing like little tiny pavers or
We
something?
do,
like
they're
that?
little pavers, we do everything. Anything in the
you go.
dwarf range, we do.
Wow.
Okay?
That's unbelievable. Start digging little holes. And get in
Okay, come on, guys, let's
Here
go.
we go. Yeah, all right.
The perfect situation in confined space is to combine two things in the one spot. We've got the sand pit underneath, day bed on top for mum and dad to read the paper, but we've got the giant lid coming up, so instead of having one big piece, I'm cutting it into 3 sections. And instead of building 3 different sections, I've built it all as one, joist either side, cut it down the middle there, and we end up with 3 pieces that can be stacked away for the sand pit. Fantastic.
Now, you know what they say, To get you through the day, whistle while you work.
How did you know I wanted that one? Being an edible garden, obviously you're going to have barbies and so on here, so I've got to have a herb garden as part of it, and there is herbs everywhere. Things like rosemary, sage, thyme, basil, oregano, pineapple sage, which is awesome, by the way, for summer drinks and salads and all that sort of stuff. Just about every herb you can think of, but be warned. This is a mint, by the way. This is one of my favourite mints, variegated apple mint. Again, great for drinks in summer, all that sort of stuff. But mint is a rapacious plant. It will go berserk and take over the whole garden, so quarantine it. Put all the mints in a separate pot. Here we've got Vietnamese plus peppermint, common mint and apple mint, all in the one pot. And all they can do is attack one another. That's very good.
We've got so much mushroom compost and organic matter through the bed here for the herbs, veggies and fruit trees to thrive. Wherever I'm putting some sandstone as a step up, I've replaced that with sand, because if you were to put that straight on the soil, it would be wishy-washy and unstable. This makes the whole thing stable, and that's what you want.
Well, this is our mini backyard orchard. I think this is such a fantastic idea. Firstly, we've got 2 navel oranges espaliered against this lattice work. So remember, they're only ever going to grow that thick. Herb garden here. Then as we go along this side here, there's one of almost every variety of citrus. Orange, lemons, mandarin, lime, and of course there's even a kaffir lime in the pot there. They're all miniatures. The whole lot of these are not going to grow much more than the height of the fence. How awesome is that? Plus, and remember you can pick the varieties for your own local area, you can get everything. We've got a mango, a dwarf mulberry, a mulberry tree for the kids that only grows around about 2.5 metres, so they can raise their silkworms and you can make pie or whatever you might want to make, jam or something from the fruit. Miniature apple tree and a miniature fig, plus all the herbs through here. And do you know the best thing of all, despite the fact that the trees are miniature, the fruit is still normal sized. This to me is everybody's dream, an entire orchard in a small backyard.
Where's Don put the shovel? He's somewhere. Oh! Give it here.
I still can't get over how good this is. An orange tree, a navel orange that's that thick, but it's hiding something, the seekies. Come around the back and I'll show you. This is the service area. So we've got a lovely big zone here for drying your clothes, but even this produces fruit. There's the passion fruit vine coming up here, and we might even let a few wispy bits of the passion fruit vine come out on the line just in amongst the washing. And there's a few little, this is a new variegated dietes, a few little plants here just cheekily up in the corner saying, it's still a garden. This is the smart way to do it. All of this hidden by fruit. This really is one of our best makeovers ever. I would love to live in this. Lots of flowering things, but some nice sort of fluffy, girly sorts of plants, like the variegated hydrangeas. They're the lace cap ones. I think they're awesome. Beautiful area to eat. Then when you look at the back of the house there, there's that whole zone under the solar span, which is fully protected. You can have your best furniture. That's where you entertain. The barbecue, the beef eater is there. This is pretty much everything to all people in one garden. Maybe this is Australia's first miniature orchard. I'm happy.
It is fantastic. I'm very happy too. I'm glad I was here.
I bet you were. Yeah, I know you love it. But you know what, right? It looks beautiful, but we couldn't have done it without the help of the 7 dwarfs.
Yeah.
All right.
There they come. Oh.
There they are.
Where do they get their energy from? Come in there. Take a
End of the day.
seat.
Slide in.
Happy
Well done.
days.
And listen, one thing I have got to say, guys, thank you so much for bringing Nigel back to us.
Yes.
It's lovely of you to say it.
Well, you don't want him anymore.
No, he grew out of the costume.
That's cheeky, that is.
Ah,
Yeah,
well,
no, you saved my life, you guys did. Really did.
good on you. Well, a job well done. Now, Don, can I now, please, go to Fiji?
Yes, with our blessing, Scott, I hope you have a wonderful time in Fiji.
And I'll tell you what I reckon it's time for. A group hug. Right, that's enough.
See you, Scotty.
You want to go?
Yeah.